Do you want to make this part? Yeah, let's make these stringers. Before you begin, make sure you have your stringer, maybe even 2 of them. You're going to need your treads, your risers. I have 2 squares here, and some of these things called square dogs, and we'll learn about these things in a moment. Make sure you have all that. The next thing you're going to need to do is figure out what your unit rise and your unit run are. Hopefully you've figured that out by now. Get your square dogs, and we're going to set up the square so that the unit rise is 1.5, which is shown right there, and that your unit run is 3, which is shown right at that edge there. The square dogs have a groove in them that slides onto the square, and the brass nut on top tightens. When you have your square dogs installed, just make sure that everything lines up correctly, and I can see here that my 3-inch line does not line up appropriately. That looks better, and now we're all set to go. What this is set up to do is to lay out where your rise and your run is, and you're going to continue to make a series of steps. Start as close as you can to the top and hold it in place. There's your first step. Line up the rise now to the very edge where that goes off. Right there. There's your first step. There's your second step, and keep going. When you get to the bottom step, you'll notice that you're going to run into a problem, that doesn't fit on there to draw that line. All you have to do is get another square. And this one doesn't have any square dogs on it, so it's easy enough to line up square to the top edge that you've drawn and to draw that line down. Now you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and here's our bottom rise. To draw the bottom of the staircase here, you have to physically measure whatever the unit rise is. In our case, it's 1.5. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to measure 1.5 down, make a mark, and now I need to make a line parallel to this. And of course, I can't do it the way I was before. All I'm going to do is put this on the bottom of the stringer, and now I have that line drawn. Same thing applies up top. I have to draw this line, extend it down. That's the top of the staircase. Just use a straight edge, anything you got, and draw that line down there. That's your stringer. However, now we need to talk about tread drop. If you install the tread on here, this unit rise plus the thickness of your tread is going to make it larger than every other step. Don't forget, if there's a tread on here and there's a tread on here, this distance is consistent. With 2 treads installed, you can tell that that distance from the top of one tread to the top of the other is still our unit rise. However, at the bottom, there's no tread to be putting here, so this effective distance is taller. To fix that, we need to do something called a tread drop. It's a very simple thing. I want you to take your tread, not anyone else's, yours, because yours is a specific thickness, and whatever the thickness of yours is, I want you to take that off the bottom, which is easy enough to do. Simply line up your tread to the line you've already made, hold it in place, and scribe the line on top. That is where you want to cut the bottom of your stringer, not there. Similar to how the treads work, when you install a riser on adjacent stairs, it pushes out the tread, which maintains an overhang. If I install that riser, and this tread, and this riser, that will maintain an overhang along the front edge. At the top step, however, when that goes on, you can see there's no overhang right there. That's because we need to take that off the back edge. It works in a very similar fashion to your tread drop. Whatever the thickness of your riser is, no one else's, I want you to take it off this back edge. So line it up, trace the line, and that's it. This is the line that you cut. That one doesn't mean anything. There's your stringer. Now, cut one out, make it lovely, and trace it and lather, rinse, repeat.